was in World War I, somewhere in France. Two trenches of soldiers separated by a few yards of no man's land, a naked, stripped landscape torn by shot and shell. Young men who did not know one another, with teeth bared like fangs, and the fire of hatred blazing in their eyes, spent hours trying to kill one another. The air was torn with explosions of their grenades and the rattle of their muskets and machine guns and the piercing screams of dying men. Blood ran in the trenches. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The battle had raged for some hours now. First it seemed victory to one side and then to the other, and then it all started again. Suddenly there appeared down at the end some farmer's newborn lamb, fresh from the field, somehow stumbled, still wobbly-legged, into no man's land between the trenches. As it staggered its way through the hail of fire, something almost miraculous happened. Hardened men trained to kill saw the innocent lamb. Fingers were lifted from triggers. Squinted eyes were relaxed. As the little lamb staggered its way down the line, guns on both sides fell silent. The further it went, more peace came to the field of battle. Someone once wrote of this incident and said, peace followed the lamb until it staggered out the other side and on its way untouched, unarmed, and leaving behind a curious silence. And no one to this day remembers which side first. But some soldier staggered out of the trench with tears rolling down his face, began to walk across no man's land with no weapon in his hand. Someone leaped from the opposite trench and went to meet him. And men that moments before had been trying to kill one another fell into one another's arms. Peace follows the Lamb. Maybe there's a raging in your soul tonight. Maybe when you lay down at night, sleep won't come. You stare long and hard at the darkened ceiling and wrestle with the guilt and the regret and the remorse. Maybe hard and cruel words come back to wound you again and again and again, and the storm in your soul will not calm. You need the triumph of the cross. You need this mind which was in Christ, who humbled himself. For peace follows the Lamb. Wouldn't it be a wonderful thing if on the first night of camp meeting, those of you who struggled and fought the traffic today to get here, wouldn't it be wonderful if the first night of camp, the Spirit of the Lamb would flood this premise, and forgiveness and love and compassion and mercy would flow through this building, and old wounds would be forgotten and old hurts, and saints that hadn't spoke to one another in years would throw their arms about each other and say, I love you, brother. Wouldn't it be wonderful if peace followed the Lamb? Let us stand.